Welcome to lesson 2.3, estimating with powers of 10. So we've been working using powers of 10, and I know that we did our clear sight test. A lot of that stuff was needing to be refreshed in our brain. We need to do a little bit of a refreshment, and that is okay. So we're going to start today with a little bit of mental math. So what I need you to do is I want you to use your brain. Do not write these down. Try to do them with just your mind power, and let's see what you can do, okay? All right, let's see what you remember. 10 to the power of 2. 10 to the power of 2. What does that equal? If you said 100, you got it right. What about 10 to the power of 3? 1,000. 10 to the power of 1. It's just 10. All right, let's go with some tricky ones. How would I write 100,000 in exponential form? 100,000 in exponential form. So 100,000 is the same thing as what? 10 to the 5th. If you said 10 to the 5th, you did it right. So using exponential form and doing some of those things, this is just a little way to kind of get your brain working, remind you what we were doing this week. So remember, this little exponent right here tells you how many zeros. It also tells you how many tens I multiplied together. So that's your little trick hint way that we do this. Now we're going to use some estimation. So estimating means making a guess. So if I estimate something, it doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of times you think of estimating when you think about a sports game. If I go to the Indianapolis Indians game or the Colts game or the Pacers or Fever, a lot of times at the very end, they say, in attendance today, there are 13,000 people. Do you think they really counted every single person as they walked in? Probably not. What they did is they used an estimate. They took a guess on how many tickets they sold, how many people walked through the gate, and guessed on how many people were there. That is basically what we're doing. An estimation does not have to be perfect. It needs to be close. So if I am making an estimate with you or you're making an estimate with me and it's not the exact same, that's okay. All right, so we're going to go through a couple of these things. So looking at page 45 in our math workbook, that's kind of where we're going to start. So I know that we're going to talk through some of these activities today. So number 1 says, the largest inventory in the country, if you put all of the ladders end to end, you could climb to the top of the Empire State Building. Okay, top of the Empire State Building. All right, so the hardware store sells ladders that go 12 feet. Okay. The company has 295 ladders in stock. And the Empire State Building is 1,453 feet tall. The first thing we're going to do is figure out what we need to do. I need to figure out how big those ladders are if I put them end to end. So I'm going to multiply. 295 times 12. That's a big number. It's hard for me to do. But I can use estimating to help me out. I could say 12 is close to 10. Right? 295 is close to 300. Right? So what is 10 times 300? 3,000. 3,000. So is it true that all of these ladders would be taller than the Empire State Building? Well, my estimate said that's 3,000. And the Empire State Building is only 1,400 feet. So is it true that the ladders would reach the top? Yes. This is an answer you need to write. Do you see the little line there? It means you need to write something there, guys. All right, explain how you solve the problem. The way I would write this is I would say I estimated 300 ladders times 10 feet and got 3,000 feet. The Empire State Building is only 1,453 feet. That's what I would write. I told you my steps. I told you how I estimated, how I did my math, and why it would work. That is how you answer this question. If you need time to write, go ahead and pause. All right. The school library received a donation of 42 boxes of books. Each box contains 15 to 18 books. It's not an exact number, and that's okay. That means some boxes might have 15, some boxes might have 18, some might have 17. It's okay to use an estimate with that, okay? So 42 boxes of books with 15 to 18 books. The library has 10 empty bookshelves, which each bookshelf can hold up to 60 books. So this problem is going to have more than one step. First, I need to figure out how many books do I have. Then I need to figure out how many books can fit on my shelves. So let's start with how many books do I have? 42 boxes. So I'm going to round that and I'm going to say 40 boxes. So 40 boxes of books times 15 to 18 books. I know I can multiply by 15 really easily. I know I can multiply by 18 kind of easily, but I'm going to round. I'm going to say maybe that's 20 books because I know 20 times 40 is a lot easier than 18 times 40. So 40 times 20 is 800. So they have about 800 books, maybe a little bit less. Each bookshelf can hold up to 60 books, and there are 10 bookshelves. All right, now it's time for the shelves. 60 shelves, or 60 per shelf times 10 shelves is 600. Is there enough room to fit for those shelves? They only hold 600. Is that enough room for about 800 books? No. The shelves only hold about 600 books. There are about 800 books in the boxes. Notice I used the word about. That is your key word that shows that it's an estimate. I didn't say there are exactly 796 books. No, it's not what I did. I said about. That means it's close to that number. That is your hint. That is a good keyword that you can use to know that the author or the math person or somebody is using an estimate. Okay? Nishant is in charge of collecting cereal box tops to trade for the technology items for his school. He keeps box tops in 38 folders. Okay, so 38 folders. Each folder contains 80 box tops. Does he have enough box tops for these things? Okay, so 80 times 38, make an estimate. What could I make 38 into? I could say 40. 80 is a pretty easy number, so I could just say 80. 40 times 80 is 3,200. Now, do I have enough to trade for a printer? Yes. Do I have enough to trade for a digital camera? No. Do I have enough to trade for a tablet? Definitely not. Explain how you solved the problem. I estimated that he has 3,200 box tops. He could use 1,500 for a printer, but doesn't have enough for a camera or tablet. Notice, I showed you what my math was. I told you that I estimated. I told you how much he had. I told you he did have enough for one, and he didn't have enough for the other two. It is important to show your thinking all the way through. That's what I did on this question. Let's look at the next page. Writing and comparing expressions. All right. This one, I'm going to actually do this lesson on a separate video, and it's going to be attached to a different link for you. So writing and comparing expressions, and we're going to go ahead and do this on another slide. For this slide right now, I am going to go through math boxes really quickly. So math boxes. So what I need you to understand is number 1 says fill in the circle next to the best answer. That means you will choose one answer. 2.5 times 5. All right, I'm going to go ahead and draw my picture. There's my 2.5 times 5. So this is my half pieces right down here. These are my halves. Okay. So be careful with those. Okay. Number 2, what is the value of the 8? So how much is this worth? Do not tell me it is in the ones place. If you write ones, I'm going to not be happy with you, and I'm going to end up picking up the phone and calling your parent, because that means you did not listen to my video all the way through. So when I call your parent, I'm going to tell them to watch this video right now at this timestamp, and I will put the timestamp in there, and they will see that I told you, do not put ones. When it says, what is the value, it means how much is it worth. So if this were dollars, it would be worth $8. If this were dollars, it's worth 8 tens. That's worth 800. So those are your hints for the rest of this box. You should not miss any of these questions. This should be an easy 5 points for you. This one, number 3, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. That is your hint. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. If you don't remember that, go back and watch that video. I will attach that in the link as well. So 5 meters to 5 millimeters. So my decimal goes from here. 1, 2, 3. It would then go here. So instead of 5, it is now 5,000. Okay, kilograms. So I have 8,000 grams. So I put my 8, 0, 0, 0. My decimal is right here. I need to move it to kilograms. How many kilograms do I have? Well, if my decimal is right here, that means I have 8 kilograms. So I just did 2 of those problems with you. You have 2 great, awesome answers. So you need to do these last 3. If you don't know what you're doing with them, that is okay. Come to my live video and you will see how to do them. Awesome. Finally, find the volume. Well, not finally, almost. Find the volume of the prism. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Find your volume. Don't forget to write cubic units. And finally, writing/reasoning. Explain what happens to the value of 8 as it moves one place to the left. So as it goes from the ones column to the tens column, the value is multiplied by 10. As it goes to the left, it's multiplied by 10. Write that answer. If you write that word for word, then you're definitely going to get the points. If you don't, then again, I'm going to know that you probably didn't watch all the way in the video, especially since it's right here for you. Okay. Have a great day, guys. Make sure you check out all the other videos for me, and I will see you soon. Bye.